Hello students, welcome to Ganesh Coaching and Commerce classes. Okay, we have started mathematics in which in algebra we have completed 2 chapters. In geometry we completed 1 chapter. Okay, today we will start second chapter, that is parallel lines. Before starting parallel lines, let's recap some basic concept. Okay, here I am drawing 3 lines. Okay, here I drawn 3 lines in which we have to determine which of ray, line or line segment. Okay, in first case both the ends are open. Okay, arrow indicates that these are open. Okay, when both the ends are open, so this is called as line. Okay, in second case there is no arrow, so means that both the ends are closed. When both the ends are closed, then this is called as line segment. In third case, one end is closed and another end is open. Okay, this is called as ray. Okay, understood. So what is the difference between line segment and ray? Okay, in line both the ends are open, in line segment both the ends are closed, and in ray one ends are open and one end is closed. Okay, one end is closed and one end is open. And there is another concept, that is parallel lines. Okay, here we are writing that lines, so means that we should consider at least 2 lines. Okay, so here parallel line is defined as the coplanar lines which do not intersect each other. Okay, here the definition of parallel lines is the coplanar lines which do not intersect each other. What does it mean? We have to consider 2 lines. Okay, and these 2 lines should be coplanar. Okay, what does it mean coplanar? Coplanar means co means same and planar means a plane. Okay, we have discussed it should be xy axis, yz axis or xz axis. So here we have to consider 2 lines which is coplanar and that should not be intersect each other. Okay, for example here these I am drawing here 2 lines. Okay, these 2 lines are coplanar. Okay, coplanar means these 2 lines are indicating in xy axis. Okay, 2 axis, not 3-dimensional, and these 2 lines are not intersecting each other. Okay, so these 2 lines can be termed as parallel lines. And there is another term, that is transversal. Okay, so we define transversal as a line which intersect two lines at distinct points. So here transversal is also a line. Okay, but it intersects 2 lines at distinct point. What does it mean? We have to draw firstly 2 lines. Okay, whatever it should be, whether it would be parallel lines or not parallel. Okay, so here we drawn 2 lines and we have to define transversal. So here we are considering another line. Okay, we named as M, N and L. Okay, here as looking M and N are parallel to each other because these 2 lines are not intersecting each other, and the line L. Okay, line L intersecting M and N at 2 different points. Okay, so that's why line L can be termed as transversal. Okay, so what is the definition of transversal? A line which intersect 2 lines at distinct point. Okay, minimum we need 2 lines. or it can be greater than two lines. Whether for example, if a line is intersecting three lines, okay, so again it can be termed as transversal. So we need minimum two lines. Okay, so here we completed the basics of this chapter. So here we have to start practice at 2.1. Okay, but before proceeding practice at 2.1, we have to see one principle. Okay, at which practice at 2.1 is totally dependent. So here firstly I am drawing two parallel lines, okay, which named as M N, okay, and one transversal which is drawn by yellow line and it named as L. Okay, so now here some angles creating A, B, C, D. Okay, and another angles E, F, G and H. Okay, so when there are two parallel lines and one transversal, so we are getting total number of how many angles? 8 angles. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so there are different types of angle. First one is corresponding angles. Okay, all the different types of angle we have learned in 8th standard. So here we have to revise those angles. First one is corresponding angles. Okay, as we learned in 8th standard, that corresponding angles are the angles which looks alike. Okay, what does it mean looks alike? Okay, here when we are considering angle B, so which angle looks like angle B? That is E, because it is in this shape, and angle E also is in this shape. Okay, when we are considering angle C, okay, so which angle looks like angle C? First we have to trace here angle C. How does it looks like? Okay, and there is angle F which looks like C. Okay, so here we can trace it. So here B and E are corresponding angles, C and F are corresponding angles, G and D are corresponding angles, H and A are corresponding angles. There is one property. If we are drawing two parallel lines and one transversal, so all the corresponding angles are congruent. Okay, so here B is equal to E, angle B is equal to angle E, comma, angle C is equal to angle F, angle C is equal to angle F, comma, angle D is equal to angle G, angle D is equal to angle G, and last one, angle A is equal to angle H, angle A is equal to angle H. Okay, so we completed corresponding angles. Second one is interior angles. Okay, as name suggests, interior angles means that the angles which lie interior means inside. Okay, whose inside? It should be lie inside of these two parallel lines. So how many angles lie inside these two parallel lines? 4 angles, C, D, E, H. Okay, so we have to here be named as interior angles. Okay, so here we have to make pair. Okay, so here as we are seeing that C and E are interior angles because these two angles lie between these two parallel lines and one side of transversal. Okay, these two angles are right hand side of the transversal and D and H are the left hand side of the transversal. So here C and D are interior angles, D and H are interior angles. And there is one property that sum of interior angles are 180 degree. Means that we learned in statement that sum of interior angles are supplementary. Okay, supplementary means 180 degree, or interior angles are supplementary angle. Okay, so here C plus E, angle C plus angle E is equal to 180 degree, or angle D plus H, angle D plus angle H is equal to 180 degree. And in final we learn third one, that is alternate angles. When we are writing angles, okay, means that here we have to consider pair of angles. So we learned about alternate angles and vertically opposite angles, that alternate angles are denoted by Z. Okay, it is drawn by Z. So here firstly we have to consider Z. Okay, we have to trace Z. When we are tracing in that figure, we are getting 2Z. First one is this one. Okay, here the shape and the orientation of Z should be different. Okay, it should be same or it should be different, but we have to consider Z only. So here as we are seeing, we are looking here Z, one Z this is, and second Z this is. Okay, so between these first Z, okay, when we are tracing, which two angles lie? First one is C and second one is H. Okay, trace it. Here we are getting H and here we are getting C. So here C and H are the alternate angles, and in second, which two angles are alternate angles? First one is D and second one is E. And we learned the property that alternate angles are congruent. Okay, so here angle C is equal to angle H because alternate angles are congruent, and angle D is equal to angle E. Okay, and the last one, fourth one, that is vertically opposite angles. Okay, vertically opposite angles, again we have to consider pair of angles. Here we denoted alternate by Z. Okay, so we discussed vertically opposite angle is denoted by which shape, which alphabet? That is X. Okay, so vertically opposite angles is denoted by X. So here how many X we are getting? Look into the figure. How many X we are here seeing that 2X. First one is this, okay, and second one is this. So here how many vertically opposite angle we are getting? Vertically opposite angle. Opposite means opposite side. Okay, here we are getting 2X, and all the angles, all the 8 angles are included in the vertically opposite angles. Okay, so here in first X, which two angles are vertically opposite angles? If I am considering angle A, so what will be the angle opposite to the A? I told you it should be the opposite side. Okay, B and D are beside of A. Okay, and C are opposite in the direction of A. So A and C are vertically opposite angle. B and D are vertically opposite angle. H and F are vertically opposite angle. E and G are vertically opposite angle. Okay, as we learned the property of vertically opposite angle, that vertically opposite angles are congruent. Okay, so here B is equal to D. Angle B is equal to angle D, first pair, and what is the second pair? Angle A is equal to angle C. Okay, and what is the third pair here? Angle E is equal to angle G. And what is the fourth pair? That is angle H is equal to angle F. Okay, so here we completed the all basics, okay, which we are going to deal in practice at 5.1. Okay, so here you have to pause the video and copy all the terms here. Okay, and you have to solve these two terms twice. Okay. In next lecture we are going to do practice at 2.1. Okay, so here which we completed basics today, you have to write these all basics twice. Okay, and further if you have any difficulty, then you can ask me on WhatsApp. Okay, thank you for